Hey guys, how you doing? I trust all is well. My name's Diaz, and I'm speaking to you from my balcony. Take a look at the ocean and the sun. It's not that close to be setting yet, but it's getting there. I figure I'd start now before it gets behind the clouds. So I trust all is well. Uh, and thank you guys for listening and all the comments that I've been receiving. I greatly appreciate it. And again, I'm still holding my camera with my hand. I haven't gone into town to get a whatever that is, that selfie holder thingy. So, and I appreciate your patience and thank you again. Uh, so today I want to reveal to you about, when you talk about giving is receiving, what goes around comes around, karma, law of attraction. That's the most popular phrase other than karma. I'm going to explain something to you that's happened to me personally, how you utilize being taken care of and provided for, especially when you hit rock bottom or you're going through an uncomfortable experience or a situation that's rather difficult. Because I know what it's like. I've been there and done that. As I've been mentioning in my other videos, I had prostate cancer in September 2015. A few months before that, my ex-wife wanted a divorce, and a few weeks before that, my sister, who I was very close to, suddenly passed away. So I went through some pretty heavy duties in 2015, three life-changing events. And I'm going to address something today, and I'm going to do another video tomorrow in regards to how I move forward. But I'm going to give you an example about, quote unquote, the law of attraction. Up until 2015, I wrote books, I traveled the world, I produced a film, and I was helping, quote unquote, humanity to evolve. And what eventually happened is during that time period, a colleague of mine said, "Hey Al, if you want to begin the healing process, um, tell the world, be transparent. That'll begin the healing process." He had gone through a situation a year or two before that was pretty heavy duty, and he said that that's what he did. He went, became transparent, and for the most part, I've always been transparent. But anyway, so what happened was, so I divulged it. I told everybody, this is what I'm going through. I told my communities, and I told other people's communities who I followed or were following me, and because I wanted to share it with the world and tell them what was going on. And almost immediately, what started happening was people started reaching out to me. Obviously, friends and colleagues started reaching out to me and asking me how they could support me, and eventually even strangers from around the world, across the US, Canada, the UK, Australia, New Zealand. People that I didn't even know were reaching out to me to support me. They offered me sessions, their philosophies, their way of thinking, how to heal the emotional aspect of a divorce, how to heal the emotional aspect of losing a sister, how to deal with the physical aspect of prostate cancer. And there was many people that were reaching out to me and supporting me and helping me out. And the reason why I'm telling you all this, before I go on to that point, so there was a colleague and a friend at the time, whose name is Charles, and he put me through a session in the middle of all this that was painful, to the point where I hit rock bottom. And I was to the point in this session, what he put me through, where I was going to give up, literally give up. I hit rock bottom. And then eventually, during that session, what I did is I ended up surrendering. And that was a very powerful session. And this same gentleman, Charles, also, he was with me, or I was with him. We were at an event in Palm Springs. And when I got the call at 3:30 in the morning, and that my sister was being taken to the hospital, and 3 hours later, she passed away, and he was with me. Uh, a year or two later after that, he was here at my place here in Baja when I was going through another quote unquote difficult situation, and he happened to be here, and he guided me to some degree of how to deal with the scenario. The reason I'm bringing all this up is what I realized since 2015 is what you give out to the world, what you do for others, how you present yourself, the energy that you emanate, is what you're going to get in return. I kind of understood that before that because, the big thing back, 10, 15 years ago, the law of attraction thing, I got it, I understood it, it registered. But it wasn't until I realized that when I was going through all that stuff that, wow, this really works. I knew that it worked, but it really works. So what had started happening is like the universe said, Al, you've done so much all this time. Now let us take care of you. And as I said, all kinds of people started coming out, started reaching out to me and coming out to me in person, on Skype, on Zoom, on emails, on phone calls. People were just reaching out to me to support me to evolve. So the tip here is, remember, giving is receiving. Law of attraction, karma. What goes around comes around. What are you giving out to life? What are you doing for others? Because that's what you're going to get in return. Yesterday we were talking about forgiveness and getting over the anger and resentment. And here's the thing, if you have anger and resentment, that's what life's going to give right back to you. Even though you feel you deserve to be angry, even though you feel like you have a right to be resentful because of something that's going on, if you hold on to that emotion, then life's going to give it back to you. It's going to prove you right. Life's going to say, hey, well, you're angry? Let me show you why you could be angry. And same thing with happiness. So, and all the other good stuff. But here's the thing. So for me, that's what transpired. And I was so blessed by so many people that were supporting me and helping me. In the last few weeks, so let's fast forward. And about a month ago, people from my past started popping up out of nowhere. People I haven't talked to in a few years. And it was weird because out of the blue. And I started going like, what's going on? And then they started asking me, how are you, Al? What's going on? How you doing? And I thought, okay, that's cool. Everything's cool. But it wasn't until just a few days ago that I realized and that my energy level wasn't as it once was, and it was because, as I addressed in an earlier video, the joy, I didn't have a lot of joy in my life. I had a lot of peace and love, but not that much joy. So people were concerned about me. Even people I haven't talked to in a few years, they either saw some video of me or I don't know what happened, but they just started reaching out to me. Well, that's because everything that I've done for life, everything I've done for humanity, life is now saying, hey, Al, it's time for you to take care of yourself because we see what you're going through. And we're going to start sending you some angels towards you that will support you to evolve again. And then I went through a difficult situation last week. And again, a bunch of people, especially a couple of days ago, either reached out to me or I communicated with, and they were just supporting me like beyond my wildest dreams and telling me great stuff. And I was going, wow, I was deeply touched. And it's because what you do for life, what you do for others will come back to you. Just like, and I'm not telling you to do this, just like if you're down to your last dollar and you see somebody, a homeless person on the street, and you give the person $1, eventually life is going to come back to you and replenish you. It's going to give you back. And I know that might sound difficult because you're going to say, well, that's my last dollar. What about me? But you got to trust that it all works out. And that's how life works. So I'm asking you, what are you giving to life? What are you giving to others? Because that's what you're going to get in return. That's what's going to happen for you. Whatever you're giving in life is what you're going to get in return. I guarantee you that's how it works. Whatever you're doing, whatever emotion, whatever feeling, whatever energy you're giving to life, and whatever you're doing for others, and it could be anything, that's what you're going to get in return. And sometimes you might think, okay, well, I made dinner for somebody, but I want $1,000 from over here. Well, just because you made dinner for somebody else doesn't mean you're going to get $1,000. You might get another dinner or a meal or maybe some groceries or something. But if you intentionally, let me rephrase that, through inspiration from your heart, whatever you give is what you're going to get back. And now if you're giving from your ego, and I'm not talking about resentment and anger and sadness and disappointment and all that. If you're doing all that or trying to get even or trying to get revenge or anything, well, life is going to give it right back to you because that's the energy you're emanating. It is that simple, guys. Whatever you give is what you're going to get in return. So if you want something great to happen in your life, then give something great. If you want love in your life, then give love. If you want peace in your life, then give peace. If you want joy in your life, then give joy. Hello, I got to start giving joy because I want more joy in my life. So you know what? And I'm human. I'm going here and there just to figure it all out, just like the rest of you. But the thing is, I'm just giving you a tip right now. Whatever you give in life is what's going to come back to you. So think about what you're doing. Think about what you're feeling. Think about what you're thinking. And think about what your actions are. Because it's going to boomerang and come back to you. It's that simple. It's that easy. Be blessed. Give blessings and be blessed. Take care of another and be blessed. Give to another and be blessed. It's time. You deserve it. And I'll play around with this camera because I can see my eyes squinting and I'm trying to figure all this out. But guys, so I'm not loaded or anything. I'm just playing around. I got to get one of those stands or whatever I got to do. But you know what, guys? Life is that simple. Whatever you give is what you're going to get in return. It's happened for me. It happened to me in 2015 when all hell broke loose. And it's happening for me right now with everything that I'm going through. So I'm suggesting, think about what you're giving away because that's what you're going to get in return. And now, as I said, you can't see the sun anymore. It's behind the clouds. That's a gorgeous view. I should take a picture and share it. I trust all is well, you guys. Think about what you're giving away because that's what's going to come back to you. Give blessings. Give something that comes from your heart especially because that's what you're going to get in return. I know that for a fact because that's what happened for me. I love you. Take care. And thank you for watching. And remember, any comments, questions, or anything, put it underneath the video. All right? Have a great day. Have a great evening wherever you're at. Love you.